Delaware, and welcome to another edition of SNL, Saturday Night Library, also trivia. This series was created by Carrie and Amber from the Pal Branch, and I'm your host, Mandy, also from the Pal Branch. Here are the rules. Today there are 3 rounds of trivia. Grab a piece of paper and a pen if you want. Feel free to pause this video at any time. There is no time limit. Don't cheat! And the prize for the winning person or team is that they are clearly a genius. Today's theme is pop culture trivia. If you want to grab a piece of paper, round 1 is general pop culture trivia, and there are 20 questions. Round 2 is whodunit, so it'll be who is the villain in a movie or TV series, and there are 20 questions. And round 3 is name that animated still, so I'll show you a still from an animated movie or TV series, and you have to guess the series, and there are also 20 questions. Okay, let's get ready! Round 1, general pop culture trivia. I also tried to include every fandom I could think of in the next 20 questions. I'm sure I missed some, but I did my best. Question 1, who killed Superman in the 1992 comic? Question 2, who is this character? Aww. If you name the movie, I'll give you an extra point. Question 3, which of these isn't a real 80s band? A, Whitesnake, B, Rat with 2 T's, C, White Lion, or D, Panther? Question 4, which actor did not portray Batman? A, Will Arnett, B, Robert Pattinson, and I know, if it's in the future, it still counts, C, Jimmy Kimmel, or D, Stephen Baldwin. Question 5, which actor portrayed both Brent from Goonies and Thanos in The Avengers? Six, what is Chewie's son's name in the Star Wars Christmas special? The one that everyone, including George Lucas, tried to bury because it's, like, unwatchable. Question 7, name these 2 horror best friends. And one of their birthdays was yesterday. Question 8. How can you tell which Spock is the evil one in the Star Trek original series episode Mirror Mirror? Question 9. Who is this? So on the left is the original actor, and on the right is the newer kind of remake movie. Not remake, but sequel. Question 10. Who is this Mario baddie? Don't think too hard about this. You could probably just guess. Question 11. Which of these actors has not portrayed Dr. Banner / the Hulk? A, Edward Norton, B, Bob Holt, C, Arnold Holt, D, Bill Bixby. Question 12. Name these 4 Phil Hartman characters from The Simpsons. So it's from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. For number 4, do the actor. And if you can name that character from, I'll just give it away, from Planet of the Apes, give yourself 2 points, but you can just do the actor. Question 13. Which library was haunted in the original Ghostbusters movie? You know, I had to put this in. I'm a librarian. I also didn't do the GIF because it's too scary. Question 14. Which of these is not a real Godzilla villain? A. Gora, B. Mechanicong, C. The Mushroom People, or D. King Ghidorah? I'm going to go Ghidorah. Question 15. Which of these 80s stars did not make an appearance on the WWF? A. Cyndi Lauper, B. Alice Cooper, C. Glenn Danzig, D. Ray Charles. I should point, these are not actually they didn't have to be in a match. They could have been like singing the national anthem or a guest presenter. Question 16. Which of these is not a Harry Potter word, so a word used in the Harry Potter universe? A. Mudblood, B. Mithril, C. Squib, D. Lumos. Question 17. What fictional African country was Prince Akeem from in Coming to America? Question 18. What is the name of Dustin's Devadog in Stranger Things? Question 19. Which is the true grail? From Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So far left is 1, jeweled one is 2, one in the back is 3, one beside it is 4, and then the silver one is 5. And question 20. Name this dinosaur from Jurassic Park. And I'm not going to try to pronounce these. Okay, that was the end of round 1. For round 2, it's kind of a whodunit. So I'm going to show a movie poster in most cases from a famous movie or TV series, and you just have to name the villain. If you can name the actor or actress who portrayed the villain and the villain, it's 2 points. If you can only name the actress or actor, that's still a point. All right, here we go. Question 1. So I married an axe murderer. I guess if you can do relationship or describe the character without knowing the name, I'll give you a half point. Question 2, The Fugitive. So same thing. If you can't name the person or person, but you can name the relationship to the main character, half point. Question 3, 10 Cloverfield Lane. And for this one, I'm looking for, it's not an actor or actress, it's like a group of things. That might be too easy. Question 4, the original Friday the 13th, and I'm looking for the real answer, not the answer everybody was expecting when you watched the movie the first time. You know what I'm talking about. Question 5, Happy Death Day. I put this on here because I really enjoyed this movie, and if you haven't seen it, there's obviously spoilers for all of these. Are going to be spoilers. I may not give this one away because this was Happy Death Day is, if you're okay with PG-13 or above, it was a pretty fun new horror movie. So that's question 5, Happy Death Day. I really liked it. I like the sequel too. Question 6, original Clue. Well, I don't know if that's the original. Clue starring Tim Curry. Had to put the best GIF of all time. That's the best GIF. Question 7. Who actually framed Roger Rabbit? Question 8. Who was the actual killer in 7? At this one I could get the actor, but I couldn't get the character name. And then I saw the character name, I was like, oh yeah. Question 9. The usual suspects. Question 10. Knives Out. We just saw this. Question 11. Murder on the Orient Express, and it doesn't have to be the movie. It's got the same ending in the book. Question 12. Detective Pikachu. When I saw who this actor was, I got so excited. I was like, I know him! Question 13, Shutter Island. Again, there's kind of multiple options here. And spoilers, obviously, all of these are spoilers. If you haven't seen some of these movies, maybe skip the answers, because I'm about to ruin it. If you haven't seen Shutter Island already, I'm about to ruin it. Question 14, Psycho. I'm gonna spoil this one. It's from like 1961. If you don't know who did it in Psycho, I'm gonna spoil it. I will. For those of you that have seen it, I will accept both answers. (15) Scream #1, original Scream. Question 16. In Stranger Things, who killed Billy Hargrove? So specifically that character. Don't overthink this, Stranger Things fans. Like, just, you can go with it. Question 17. The first Scooby-Doo episode. And it was called Nowhere to Hide, and that's a clue. That's like a scary one, right? Do you guys remember that Scooby-Doo? It's scary. Question 18. BBC Sherlock Season 1. What I'm looking for here is the primary villain of that season. Again, don't overthink this. Question 19. Get Out. There are multiple villains. You can be a little vague on this one. And question 20, who shot JR? You know, again, this isn't really a spoiler because it's from like 1975 or something. All right, round 3. So what I'm going to do is show an animated still, so from a movie or TV series that's animated. If you can name the movie or TV series, give yourself 1 point. If you can name the characters that may or may not be in the shot, some of these don't have characters, but if you can name the characters, then give yourself an additional point. Question 1. I actually could be wrong on one of these 2 characters, so you'll have to tell me in the comments if I am. Question 2. So the character name and the series name for this one. Question 3. So TV series, and if you can name all 3 of these, it's a point for each of those characters. Question 4. Question 5. I think the TV series is easier on this one than the character name, unless you're in this fandom. Question 6. I think the animation style gives this one away. I did not know the character, but I knew the series. It's a TV series. Question 7. This one's a really popular movie, so no more clues than that. Question 8. Oh, I love this character. I love this show too. Shout out to Andy Bartlett, who did the best cosplay of this ever. Question 9. This is where it starts to get tricky. There are a bunch of sequels to some of these franchises, so I am looking for this one for the particular sequel or original, not just the name of that character. Question 10. Question 11. Again, I am looking for the number in this franchise. I purposely tried to pick characters that did not appear in every movie. If I got it wrong, tell me in the comments, but I'm looking for a number for this one. Question 12. I'll give you a clue. This is not The Secret Life of Pets. Question 13. This one's hard too. For this one, you can just do the franchise. I don't think it's possible to guess the number based on this picture. Question 14. So for this one, you could name the characters. I kind of was going to go with the number of the movie and then what that invention is called. Question 15. So for this one, not character name, just the name of the movie. Question 16. 2 possible answers here. Question 17. Question 18. This one's hard. So I'll give you a clue. You can tell that this is not digitally created. So that might be maybe a little older. Question 19. And question 20. Name that hand. Alright, the answers. It's time for answers. Round 1. General pop culture trivia. Who killed Superman in 1992? It was Doomsday. If you guessed Lex Luthor, I did too, and we were both wrong. It is Doomsday. Question 2. That is No Face, literally translated as faceless, though, so if you got that fancy with Spirited Away, then give yourself an extra point. But I call him No Face. Question 3. Panther is not a real 80s band. Pantera is a 90s band, but Red Lion actually was real. That was the one I thought was fake. Who did not portray Batman? Stephen Baldwin. The trick here was Jimmy Kimmel, who did it as, like, it was a deleted scene from one of the Batman movies, but it still counts. And Pattinson hasn't done it yet. He's doing it. He's filming now, I think. The actor who portrayed both Brent from Goonies and Thanos from Avengers is Josh Brolin. Took me a second. I was like, wait, which one's his dad? No, it's Josh. Number 6, I'm not making this up. Chewie's son in Star Wars is Lumpwaru, or they call him Lumpy in the movie. Like, with unlimited time and money, the name you came up with was Lumpy. I jokingly, with my husband, call him Chewie, Chewie, half, Chewie, half, Chewie, half. So if you want to go with that, feel free. These two horror best friends are Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. They're best buddies. I just think it's the sweetest thing when you watch those old Hammer films that they're like best friends. The reason that Christopher Lee later went on to do Star Wars was because he wanted to be in a Star Wars movie with Peter Cushing, who plays Tarkin in 4. But then his character got killed off, and then Peter Cushing passed away. So, in kind of in honor to him, Christopher Lee ended up doing like later Star Wars. But I love them. Okay, so you can tell which Spock is the evil one in Mirror Mirror because he has a goatee and he also has a dagger. I'll accept either or both. Number 9, that's Admiral Boom. His buddy, I think his name is Mr. Is it Bimini or Bill? It's something like that. Barnacle. I was looking for Admiral Boom, though. If you knew the other guy's name and you know it and I don't, give yourself an extra point. This Mario baddie is a chomp chain. It's a pretty easy one. If you said Bomb-Omb, those guys have feet. Number 11, the only actor on this list who has not portrayed the Hulk is Arnold Holt. The others are at various stages of the Hulk universe. Number 12, in order, left to right. 1 is Troy McClure. Number 2 is Lyle Lanley from the Monorail episode. 3 is Lionel Hutz. And 4 is Charlton Heston, but if you guessed his character named George Taylor, give yourself an extra point, because that's crazy. Number 13, the library that was haunted in the original Ghostbusters movie is the New York Public Library main branch. It is at 5th Avenue and 42nd Street, and the famous lions out front are named Patience and Fortitude. 14, Gora is a made-up Godzilla villain. I actually took one of his other villain names and just mixed it up. So that's an anagram of, I think Ogra was the actual villain's name. Mushroom people, totally real. Look it up. It's crazy. 15, Danzig was not on the WWF. That I can tell. But it seems like something that Danzig would do. So, but the rest, like Ray Charles sang the national anthem, Alice Cooper was like a guest host, Cyndi Lauper actually wrestled. 16, Mithril is from Lord of the Rings. Yes, I'm not a fantasy fan. Mithril's from Lord of the Rings. That's a Tolkien word. The rest are J.K. Rowling words in some way. A squib is actually like a prop bullet too, but she uses it in Harry Potter. 17, Zamunda is the fictional African country from Coming to America. 18, the name of Dustin's Demodog is D'Artagnan, or Dart for short. I'll accept either. 19, the True Grail was 3, the small one. And if you got that correct, you have chosen wisely. And 20, that's the first name of the dinosaur. When I looked this up, actually, it turns out this dinosaur was bigger than that. It did not have the frill on the neck, and it couldn't spit poison, so they just, Jurassic Park just made up a dinosaur, basically. Alright, round 2, whodunit? Number 1, Rose was the actual murderer, and So I Married an Axe Murderer. The whole time you think it's his fiancée, but then it's a twist at the end. Again, all of these are spoilers. I should have mentioned too, some of these are not great for kids probably. There's a mix of ratings in here, so this is not an endorsement of these films for all ages. It's just interesting facts about villains. 2. Sykes and Nichols were the actual bad guys in The Fugitive, but if you said not Harrison Ford, give yourself like a half point. That was about where I was at on this one. 3. It was aliens after all in Cloverfield Lane. The whole time you watch it, you're like, I don't know if it's aliens, and then it was aliens. 14. The original Friday the 13th bad guy was Mrs. Voorhees, Jason's mom. Question 5, Happy Death Day? I'm not going to tell you who did it, because it's kind of a lesser-known movie, and again, if you're okay with horror and you're okay with a PG-13 movie, check it out. Get it from the library once we reopen here in a little bit. No spoilers. Question 6. Okay, clue, there are 3 possible endings. They did 3 endings. The first, it could be Mrs. Peacock. The second, it could be Mrs. White. My preferred and the final ending is Mr. Body, who was dressed as Wadsworth the butler the entire time. So if you guessed the butler, if you guessed Mr. Body, if you guessed Wadsworth, those are all correct. If you got any of those other ones, it's a point too. If you did all 3 endings, give yourself 3 points. Number 7, Judge Doom framed Roger Rabbit, and that is Christopher Lloyd. Question 8, in 7, it was John Doe. That was the name of the character. If you said Kevin Spacey, that's exactly what I said too. Question 9, it was Verbal Kint, Kaiser Soze, or Kevin Spacey. I didn't realize I did Kevin Spacey 2 bad guys in a row, but this is obviously a huge spoiler. If you haven't seen this movie, I'm sorry, it's a big spoiler. Question 10, in Knives Out, it was Ransom Drysdale, but that's Cap, and we don't need to talk about it. Question 11, Murder on the Orient Express, everybody did it! Everybody on the train took turns committing that murder. So, if you guys did any of the individual characters, that's fine too, but real answer, it was everybody. Everybody but Poirot. Question 12, in Detective Pikachu, Howard is the bad guy, and he's played by Bill Nighy, who also played Philip in Shaun of the Dead, one of my favorite movies ever. So, that's Philip though, but that was him. 13, Shutter Island, it was Edward Daniels / Andrew / Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio did it. If you did the actor name, that's fine. If you did either of those character names, that's fine too. 14, Psycho, it was Norman Bates or his mother or both. I'm not going to give you 2 points though. If you got one or the other, that's good. Oh yeah, what's his real name? Perkins. Anthony Perkins. If you got the actor name, do give yourself 2 points. Question 15. In Scream, it was Billy and Stu. It was like one of those twist endings. I forgot until I looked this up. In Stranger Things, Billy is killed by the Mind Flayer, which is kind of like the big giant Demogorgon. Which I didn't realize. I guess it was in the episode too, but it's a D&D character too. Question 17. In the Nowhere to Hide episode, Dr. Jekyll did it. Of course he did, and he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. 18. The main bad guy in Sherlock Season 1 is Moriarty. Those are also my 2 favorite memes of Moriarty. Question 19. Get Out, the bad guys are the entire Armitage family. If you guessed girlfriend, if you got her name, and I don't even remember her name, but if you got her name, that's right. The parents are the bad guy. It's the whole family, basically. And question 20. Kristen Shepherd shot JR. It was a whole moment. I was going to do Who Shot Mr. Burns, but we did that like 2 weeks ago, so I couldn't do it. Alright, round 3. So name that animated still and any characters that might have been in the film. Number 1 is Star Wars The Clone Wars, which just ended, and this is Ahsoka. I think it's been a while since I saw Clone Wars. And I believe that to be Captain Rex, but he's a clone. So if I got that wrong, put it in the comments. I'm going Captain Rex and Ahsoka though. Question 2 is the Hypnotoad from Futurama. The Hypnotoad. Question Question 3 is Rick and Morty, and if you got Snuffles/Snowball, Bird Peterson, or Mr. Meeseeks, I'm guessing, I don't watch Rick and Morty, then give yourself a point per character and a point for the show. Question 4 is Snorks, and I think that character to the left is Casey Kelp. I don't know who the mermaid is. It's just from like 1984 or so. Question 5, Teen Titans Go, and that character is Starfire. Question 6, Steven Universe. I believe that to be Jasper. Again, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments. But you can kind of tell from the animation style that it's Steven Universe. Question 7 is Lion King. You couldn't see the characters from the still, but the still was just that little part of the right-hand side, because Lion King's too easy. Come on. Question 8 is Bob's Burgers, and it's Teddy. I love Teddy. Question 9 is Shrek 2 specifically, and that character is Puss in Boots. Obviously, if you listed Shrek, I'm not even going to count Shrek because that's too easy. Question 10 is Up, and that dog is Alpha. Question 11, Incredibles 2 specifically, and that is Void. I think she has a non-superhero name, so if you guess the non-superhero name, give yourself a point. 12 is Big Hero 6, and that is Mochi the cat. '13 is Kung Fu Panda 3, I believe, and that is Mr. Ping, who was voiced by James Hong, who is one of the most famous actors. He always does like little interesting characters, and he voiced this character. Question 14, Despicable Me. I'm going with the Fart Blaster, but if you named those two scientists, you can do that too. If you said Minion, that doesn't count. It's too easy. Question 15 is WALL-E. I don't think, maybe that character has a name, but I would just go WALL-E. 16 is The Simpsons movie, and you could either go with Spider-Pig or Harry Plopper. 17 is Frozen 2, and this is the infamous Samantha clip, but there weren't any characters in that shot, so it's just Frozen 2. 18 is Carmen Sandiego's hat, you guys. It's Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Original version. 19 is King of the Hill, and that is Cotton Hill, Hank Hill's dad. And 20 is Sterling Archer, holding up the Bloody Mary from the show Archer. So how did you do? If you got 0 to 20 correct, you're a little nerdy maybe, not that nerdy. Probably a cool kid. If you got 20 to 40, you saw the Avengers movies in theaters. And if you got over 40, we have a lot in common because I picked all these questions this week. Thanks for playing, everybody. Next week, we will return to our regularly scheduled program, and the theme is going to be Nickelodeon. So some 90s Nickelodeon mixed in, Nickelodeon the channel in general. Okay, bye!